Good morning, and today I would like to share from the life of this little young girl who was taken as a slave, as a captive from Israel, and who was serving the Naaman's family. So, here, two things which I learned from her life is first one is we can see that if we read 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 2, we see now bands from Aram had gone out and had taken captive a young girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. And she said to her mistress, "If only my master could see the prophet who is in Samaria, he could hear him of his leprosy, cure him of his leprosy." So here actually we see about this little girl who lived for some time in Israel, and then she's bought as a slave back here. And while in Israel, I believe her parents might have taught her about God, about how the God who saved them through Egypt, through the Red Sea, through different trials through which they went, how He gave them manna, and different things might be her parents had taught her, or she had learnt it, or she had also experienced this kind of greatness which she had seen. So as a result, what she did was, now living in a new country, she did not forget the benefits or forget the greatness of her God. So as a result, she tells it to another person. She tells the blessings which her nation enjoyed, which her people would have enjoyed, to another person who do not have this. So she just said, you can try it there. And as a result, we see that this Naaman was cured of leprosy, and above all, he also came to believe in the God of Israel. So we can see, but the same scenario, if you continue in this the same chapter, we can see this king. The king was Joram. He was the son of Ahab. He reigned in Israel for 12 years only. So actually in 2 Kings chapter 3, we read when Moab revolts against Israel, Jehoshaphat along with Joram, with the help of, they asked for a prophet, and Elisha had to come. He prophesied and God gave them a victory. But within a few span, he had actually forgotten all that. When this particular person comes and King of Aram sent a letter requesting him to heal Naaman of leprosy, he was like, what is this? This guy is bringing to me. He wants me to heal. What can I do? And all that he starts wondering. But he forgot that there was a God in Israel that who could heal him, who could do great things. He forgot. But this girl in another country did not forget that. She let others know. As a result, we see this particular family is blessed. This particular family comes to the knowledge of God. So even in our life, when we experience God's goodness, let us share to others. So it will certainly be a blessing to others. I always liked in many of the Psalms, we see every time David was very worried, or when the psalmist had no hope, he always talked about the goodness which he had enjoyed. He talked about the days when God helped him. So actually that kind of lifts our faith up, gives us more courage to face any situation. So the same thing, never forget the benefits which we have experienced from our God. Different ways He has blessed us. Let us never forget it. Let us proclaim it to others. Let us, and anytime we feel low, let us talk about it. That will actually help us out. And the second thing is, here this little girl, as in a different country, she was courageous. And we can also see she had certainly influenced her mistress, because her mistress believed her, and then they sent a word because of course Naaman also was a great man in the country. So this king, the king of Aram, believes what he had to say and sends a letter to the king of Israel. So you can see she just a maid, but had influenced this particular people. She lived a life that actually made them think, okay, she has something different. So as a result, the family could come to the knowledge of God. She was daring to be a Daniel, daring to stand alone, and she had a purpose, dared to have a purpose firm, and she could dare to make it known. But we see the king king, he's a king. How many people he could influence, but he failed. But this girl, as a maid, as a small corner, she could shine for God. So we as well in our life, we can learn from her that let us never forget the benefits which we have experienced. Share it to others. As a result, we also feel good, and even our faith will be renewed. The second thing is, wherever you are in different workplaces, where whichever part, whatever type of work you do, we can have a part. We must, in our own part, in our own corner, let us stand for God. Thank you.